Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I'm extremely sorry guys, I was not able to upload new videos regularly. That is my fault. I'm extremely sorry. I was not in the mood to upload new videos, as well as my college was started and my exams were there. So that's why I was not able to upload any new videos. So sorry for that. But today's video is going to be interesting and we are going to start where we left. Okay. So in our previous video, we have created this awesome GUI notepad, which is this. Okay, so let us run this application. So this is our notepad which we have created. Here we have these options for different themes that we can select. Okay, so we have these options. We can increase and decrease the font size obviously, and we can do a lot of stuff that we have created in our previous video. So now today we are going to implement some of the interesting things, like how to open a file, how to save this file, how to save as this file, and obviously how to change this boring icon into a new and some interesting icon. So today we are going to do that. So let us first of all clear this, and in this function I think I have this print statement which I have to remove. Okay, so let us remove it. Okay, so now let's start with our today's video. So first of all, what do we have to do? We have to save our file, we have to open our file, we have to close our file. So that is, we have to control our file. So to handle our files, first of all, what I will do is in this root here, I'll create a variable named file and I'll set this to none initially. Why it is none? Because currently there is no file, the status is none. Okay, so null. Then here I'll define a function save file, and in this save file function what we are going to do is we are going to try to save a file. Here we also need tkinter.file dialog. Okay, so from tkinter.file dialog we will import two functions, ask, okay, save as file name. Similarly we will import ask save or ask open, not save, sorry, ask open file name. So these are the two functions that we need to handle our file. So here what I will do is simple. I'll first of all check if my file, okay, is equal to none. So if my file is none, then I would like to save it, else I would not like to save it. So that's why here I am checking if file is equal to none. Then I'll set this file is equals to ask save as file name. Here we will add some options like initial extension or initial file. Okay, so let's check that out, what the name of the file is or what the name of this property is. So save file dialog in Tkinter Python. So it takes several inputs. Okay, so I am here on this tutorials point website where I am taking help. Okay, so this is initial file, and I'm showing this to you because on this website you can find a lot of creative ideas, you can find a lot of technical stuff here, you can learn a lot. So here there is initial file. Okay, so we will take that name here, initial file is equals to, the name of our file will be untitled.txt. okay, untitled.txt will be the name. Then what else do we need is default extension. So the default extension that I would like to have will be .txt, so star.txt, or we can simply keep it .txt. Then file types. So what are the file types which will be supported for our browser, not browser, sorry, I'm extremely sorry, for our notepad. So the file types, I will add several file types. So here I'll add first of all the text documents. So text documents, and all of the text documents have this .txt extension by default. So star.txt. Now what is this? This star or this asterisk denotes any file name. You can select any file name that you want. Okay, so any file name can be adjusted here, and this .txt is the default extension of text files. Except this, I'll also allow this to open Python files. Okay, so Python file, and what is the extension? So the extension is .py. So any name can be adjusted here, and this .py is the .python extension. And the third type is all documents. Okay, so all files, and this will have star. So any file name with any extension can be saved. Okay, so this is our code up to this point. So let me repeat. We checked that if our file is equal to none, so our file is none or not. If our file is none, then we are trying to save it. So what we are doing here is simple. We are using this ask save as file name, and in there we have defined this initial file. So the initial name of the file will be untitled.txt. Then the default extension will be .txt. Then file types which are supported are here mentioned as text document, and it is .txt. File type Python, which is .py, and all files *** or star you can say. So this is the code up to this point. Okay, so this is our code. Now what we are going to do in this is, again, it is simple. So here, first of all, our file, we are not able to access our file because of the scope. And what is the scope? If you haven't watched my Python programming playlist, then you can do watch my Python programming playlist on the I button. Now you can find the link there, and you can find the link of that playlist in the description below as well. Okay, so in that playlist I have explained Python from start to end, and there you will get an idea what scope is. But now let me tell you, this file is equal to none is defined outside this function, and that's why we are not able to use it inside of this function. So to allow this function to be used inside, we have to use this global, and in this global we will provide the name. So file, global file, now it is global, the scope is global. Now what we will do here is again simple. We will check if file is equal to empty. So if our file is equal to empty, that means our file is not there, or our file is empty. Then what we will do is we will say file is equals to none. Then we will set our file equals to none. Else what we will do is we will try to save our file. And how we will do that? So we will open a file first. So with open, and I'm using this approach. You can go with the you can say classic approach as well. And what the classic approach is, it is f is equals to open, and here you will provide file name. But I'm going with this approach. So with open, what is the file name? So the file name is this file. Okay, so with open this file, in which mode do we want it? We can go with append or write. I'll go with append as we can say my file. Okay, then what we will do here is text area dot insert, or first of all what we have to do is we have to get the data. So we will get the text area data from 1.0 to end. Now what is this? So this 1.0 is first letter of 0th line, and this end is specifically the end of the file. So all the content will be copied from that file. So we are getting all of that input, and what we are going to do with that is simple. We will simply write my file dot write, and we are writing this input onto our file. Then one more thing that we will do is root dot title. We will set the title of our file to notepad pwv dash, and the actual file name will be file. So we will save it up to this point. Okay, and one more thing, if the file is not none and it is saved previously, so to handle that we will also add another else here, and in that else we will simply save our file. Okay, we will simply copy this code again, and we will simply paste it here as well, and now our file will be saved. Okay, so we don't need this now here, and I think that is enough. Now let us try to save our file, but to save our file we also need to connect this save file function with our save label or save command. So here I'll add command equal to save file. I'll save this and then I'll run my code. So here, as you can see, I am in my text editor. So I am here, and here I'll write my basic text file 1 2 3. Okay, so 1 2 and 3. Okay, and I'll hit on file, I'll hit on save, and then I get this awesome menu. And in this menu I'll save this file in, let's say, desktop, and here I'll name it, let's say, my document, or I'll name it my text file. Okay, and here I'll hit save. So now here, as you can see, notepad-pwv-ce users Vedant desktop my text file.txt. So that is the actual path of my file. And now if I'll head over to the actual path, so here, as you can see, my file is there. If I'll open it with our basic notepad, okay, so as you can see, this is our Windows notepad, and there you can see my basic text file, the data that we have saved from the text editor, our own text editor, is now saved. Now how we can open the file? So now to handle this open function, it is simple as well. So what we have to do, and that is very simple, we will say def open file. So we will open the file here, and what we will do, we will again use global file. So now our file is global, and here we will again check if file equals to none. So if our file is none, then what we are going to do is we are going to try to open it. So file is equals to ask open file name, and this time our default extension will be equal to .txt, our file types. Okay, so I'll simply copy this from here. I don't want to repeat everything, so I'll simply copy this code and I'll simply add that code. So I'll simply add that code here. I'll save it. Now we should be able to open the file, but with a little tweak. So here we will again check if file equals to empty, then file equals to none. And one more thing that we will do is here we will try to open that file now. So else, okay, so if that is not the case, what we will do is with open this file. Okay, now we will try to open it in this read mode as my file. I already have covered everything that we are going to do here in my previous Python programming playlist, so you can watch the file IO video there. So here I am opening the file. Okay, so this file I'm trying to open it in read mode, and this my file is the actual method or actual variable. Okay, so you can say that. So in this my file, okay, I'm trying to open it. Now what I will do is simple. I'll simply try to write everything onto the text area. So to do that, what I will do is text area dot insert. I'll insert everything on the text area, and what should be inserted there? So everything that is in my open file. So everything that I have in this, not open file, sorry, my file, everything that I have on this my file dot read. But now we should also specify the first argument. So the first argument will be 1.0 as it is. And why is that? The first letter of 0th line. So the first letter of first line, you can say, and up to my file dot read. We will go up to that. Now we are saving this in this file, and again what we will do is we will update root.title and we will set it to notepad-pwv, okay, or notepad-pwv dash, and then here I'll simply add that file, and with that we should be able to open the file now. So now let's try to open the file. So here I'll run my code again. I'll hit on open, and here we get nothing. So close our code, close our editor, and now let's try this again. Okay, open, still we get nothing, and the reason behind that is this: if file equals to none. So instead of this, what I will do is I'll say if file is equal to something, then we'll try to open it. Now let us run the code again, and now let's open. Okay, we still get nothing, and it is simple. So the reason is this: we don't have to check that again, we don't have to check this again as well. So that was my bad, I made this mistake, sorry, I removed this. Okay, so I don't have to check that, we don't have to check this. Instead of doing that, what we can do is we can simply use this code, and this should be there, and like this else block should be here, and this width and this text area, everything should be aligned like this. And now probably our open file should work, but still there is one issue that we haven't set it. Okay, so that may be an issue in our previous implementation. So command is equals to open file. Open file is the function that we just have created, so open file. Now let's run the code, let's hit on file, open, and now as you can see we get this, you can say the field to open our files. Now if I'll select this file and if I'll hit open, as you can see we get my basic text file 123. Now if I'll write something like hi, I am Python, and if I'll save this like this, okay, so our file is now saved. And now if I'll open my file again, you will see this is happening. And why is that? So the reason behind that is this. So the reason is we are opening the file, okay, without clearing the previous file. So to do that, here we should clear our previous file. So text area dot clear or text area dot delete, I'll use this delete 1.0 to the end. Okay, so to the end. Now our file will be cleared, and now if I'll run the code, now if I'll hit this file, if I'll hit this open, if I'll open my file here, okay, we get this my basic text file 123. Now let's get rid of this, and now let us save the file. Okay, so now here I'll save this file, and now again what I will do is here I'll now try to open this file. So if I'll hit open, if I'll hit my text file and open, you will see still we are getting the same error, and the reason behind that again is simple. So here we are deleting everything from the text area, and we are again trying to open that file. Okay, so the reason behind that is this append mode. So it should be right, okay, it should be a write mode instead of append. So that was my bad, I made that mistake. Now let's run the code. Now let's go here and hi, I am new file. I am new file. If I'll hit file, if I'll hit save, and if I'll say my new file, and if I'll hit enter, now as you can see my new file.txt has been saved. Now let's open the first file that we have created. So this my text file is our first file, so let's open it. Now here you can see we get this. Okay, now if I'll open my new file that we have created, if I'll open it, you will see now we get the correct output. So we get only this file content instead of that file content. Okay, so now we are not merging the contents, we get each file separated. Okay, so that is one improvement that we have made. And now if you want to remove the name, okay, so let me show you what I'm saying. Okay, if I'll open a file, let's say I'll open this old file here, and now let's get rid of this, okay, these 3 lines. Now let's save this file again, save. And now if you want to get rid of this C users and all of this path, what you can do is you can either use path or you can either use OS module to get rid of this and only show the name of the file. So now if I'll save this file, okay, so let's save this file, and now let's try to open another file. So new file, let's open this new file, we get the content of new file. Now let's open the old file, and if I'll hit open, we get the content of old file. But now what if I'll click on new file? So now I want the new file function to work. So for that it's barely or you can say it's pretty easy. So to do that, here we'll do def new, or let's say def new file. So define new file, global file, okay, so file, and here what we will do is simple. We will say text area dot delete. We will delete everything from 1.0 to end, and we will say root dot title, and we will update the title to untitled .txt. And one more thing that we will do is untitled.txt dash notepad pwv. okay, pwv stands for programming with Vedant, and that's why I have used this pwv here. Then one more thing that I will add in is what I wanted to add. Okay, let me think. Okay, so one thing that we wanted to add was okay, so we will also update the file equals to none. Now we will update the file state, and now if I'll save this and if I'll connect this new file with this new function, so here I'll connect this with using command is equals to new file. Now if I'll save it, okay, sorry, save it, and this command save file as it is, I'll simply paste it here. Okay, so save it, and now let's run this code. Now here if I'll create a file, hi, I am pwv, and if I'll save this file, okay, so let's save it and let us name it 1. Okay, so now we have 1.txt. This file has been saved. Now let us try to create a new file. If I'll hit new, then you will see we immediately get this new file. Okay, so you can also add an option that it will show you the error message, or it will not error message. You can see the the info or warning message that you haven't saved your file. So if you really want to open the new file or not, so you can add that box, and the hint is use message box, and that is very simple, and you can try that at home. That is your assignment. So one more thing that we wanted to add is an icon. So here on this icon-icons.com, I have a lot of icons here. Okay, so I simply searched for notepad and we get a lot of icons. So you can select any icon that you like, but I'll go with this icon or any simple icon that I can find. So I think this icon, okay, where is it? Okay, so I think this icon should be good, or it will be better. So I'll simply select this, and here I'll go on ICO because we want the ICO image, and we'll simply say download ICO. And if you are on Ubuntu, or if you are on Linux or Mac, I don't know what problems you will face, but on Windows we don't face any problems. But on Linux you will face a problem. It won't be you can say your notepad image or the ICO image will not be used as an icon for your application. So for that you have to think. Okay, so in this text editor I'll simply okay, so this is not the text editor that we are creating. So where is it? YouTube text editor, paste it. Now we get this notepad 22522. Now let's open our Visual Studio Code. Okay, so now in here you will see we get this notepad.22. Let's rename it to icon, and now in this app.py I will simply use this icon. So on Linux or Ubuntu or any other operating system, you will face some errors, and you can search on the internet to solve those errors. Okay, so here I'll simply say root.icon_bitmap, and in this I'll simply pass in that icon.ico. If I'll save it and if I'll run it, you will see we get this beautiful icon on the left top corner. Okay, so with that we have completed our basic GUI based Tkinter based text editor that we have created in this video and in previous video. So we have implemented a lot of features. So it is working like, you can say, a basic notepad. Okay, it is working like basic notepad. You can do a lot of stuff in this notepad, and you can upgrade this as well. You will find all the source code on the GitHub, and you will find the GitHub link to my profile in the description below. So you'll find this code in GitHub as well. So that's all for today, guys, and thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.